All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking real music in real time for a few real people out there just like you and just like me. Wow, this showed up in the mail yesterday, the Hot Summers. Didn't know this was out there. One guy, I think, from the Bullet Boys, and it's got this vibe that's kind of 80s-esque, but there are all kinds of things going on. But one thing for sure, melodic, fun, great music for cruising around in the old muscle car. I mean, check this out. And nice presentation on the CD. This showed up via priority mail, I think, too, which was very impressive. I didn't ask to receive this, but here it is, the Hot Summers. Very impressed by this. Go check it out. They've got a website. They've got a Facebook page, The Hot Summers, as we get ready for summer 2023. At least we're in the spring of 2023, where unfortunately politics continues to be the focus of everyone's life, whether they want it or not. Uncle Ted Nugent has urged Trump supporters to remain peaceful if Donald Trump is arrested. Look, I like Ted Nugent. He does say a lot of very intelligent things. I think I agree with him probably about 90% of the time, Uncle Ted. And he's been on with me, which was very frightening. He's a high energy guy, and I was trying to keep up with him, 74 years old. And sharp as a tack, man. So anyway, he did the nightly Nuge, and he says, and this is important, he says, put on your truck light, put on your porch light, carry a lantern. We need to stand strong. And if they want to arrest President Trump, we need to not protest. We need to not put on rallies. Very interesting. He goes, because Antifa and BLM and these imported Chinese and Somali nationals who are coming across our open border, as orchestrated by Biden, he called it the Biden Satan gang, they are ready to do battle. I don't know if those people are going to become useful idiots for a cause. I think they're all just coming here, and they're being misled because our country is going down the tubes. Why would you come to the United States when the United States is in like rapid decline, morally, fiscally, really pretty much on every level? People don't get along with one another. Nobody trusts one another. So again, Nuge maybe being a little hyperbolic here that the immigrants are all going to become part of these I don't know what you want to call them, socialist, Marxist groups. But Ted gives good advice. He says, do not go into battle. But then he says, yet. No, Ted. Remain peaceful and shine a positive, loving, patriotic light on the darkness, as perpetrated by this Manhattan DA. He calls him the Satan Manhattan DA, and let them show their cards. Because if it all goes down as it's already headed for, the trajectory is that we will win this election with this great President Trump in a landslide, because Satan has made his move, and now Michael the Archangel can make ours. Now, look, I don't know about Donald Trump anymore. I don't. What are we arguing about? We're arguing about if he gave money to a prostitute. Now, first of all, or whatever, adult film star, Stormy Daniels, this is what they're, and this serves two purposes. Number one, it brings Trump's sort of sordid past back into the spotlight. People were a little unsure back in 2016. Hey, this guy, he's been married 3 times, and he was a playboy, let's be honest, for a number of years. And he wasn't, the clean and pure presidential candidate. He wasn't that type of candidate, but people wanted somebody who could do something, right? Who could kind of break up the monotony of politics. And he did do that. And he's still doing that because it's wall-to-wall coverage. Every network's talking about how Trump might be arrested and what will his supporters do. And you know what this looks like to me, Ted? Uncle Ted? This looks like a trap. Looks like a trap, just like J6. You know, I'm going to use a little foreigner lingo on everybody. There were a few agent provocateurs running around during the J6 thing. And my guess is, by the way, that's a Foreigner album, Agent Provocateur. See how I did that? Anyway, I want to know what love is, man. I really do. That was yesterday. 2 great songs from Agent Provocateur. Anyway, getting back to the matter at hand, it does seem that a lot of times people get very enthusiastic about protesting. And are these charges ridiculous? Of course they're ridiculous. And if you're going to do this to Trump, you would have done it in 2016. But they never thought he was going to beat old Hillary, but he did. And no, it wasn't the Russians that helped Trump win. That was a hoax. This is just ridiculous if people continue to just say this stuff. Now, some people are getting a little tired of this. And, you know, I'm a big Ron DeSantis fan. I'm not going to lie. And I have reservations about everybody, though. Everybody. There's a problem with everybody because we're giving money away to foreign countries and we're blowing up the debt and the debt ceiling. And nobody seems to care about just regular people. It's all just political theater. Frank Zappa said that politics are the entertainment wing of the military-industrial complex. Boom. I don't know about Frank Zappa. I didn't really follow him, but that quote, much like what George Carlin used to say, you know, it's a big club and you ain't in it. This is how I'm looking at politics now. I'm sorry. If you're all gung-ho and enthusiastic, hey, Trump, DeSantis, da-da-da-da-da, I'm like, okay, sure. You know, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. But for you folks that are thinking about going out there and protesting, I mean, there are people still in jail, held as political prisoners now for 2 years. 2 bleeping years, folks. And some of them are finally going to trial, but you're entitled to a speedy trial. You're entitled. It's in the Constitution. You are supposed to get a speedy trial. And this is what's wrong with our country right now, is that some real evil people do evil things on a daily basis, and they go through a turnstile. They go in and then they go out. Maybe it takes a few days. I mean, there are people doing awful things in New York City, much worse than Donald Trump paying off Stormy Daniels, which again, for those folks that are looking for a pure moral type of candidate, that's not Donald Trump. But for those of you looking for somebody to, you know, kick ass and take names, that might be Donald Trump. But maybe we're getting a little, excuse me, I'm just choked up over all this. We're getting a little Trump fatigued. You know, I am. I'm just tired of hearing about it. But this is the news media. This is their business, Ted. You know, this gets out there. And of course, Ted Nugent makes headlines, says that, you know, don't activate yet, something like that. That's probably what they'll glean from this, this post, which I think Ted is spot on for the most part, other than the yet. Don't activate at all. Vote and try to reform the voting system. That's another issue. If what happened in 2020 happened, and some people think, you know, obviously, you can't say it, by the way, on YouTube. I'll just say there may have been some chicanery, probably some shenanigans went on in 2020. You really need to be focused on that, because why isn't it just going to happen again? You know, you get this guy up there and, you know, he's leading by 20 points and, you know, he's leading in states that he shouldn't be leading in. Then you wake up the next day and, well, you know, we don't know the results yet. They're still counting ballots in all of the states that, you know, you would think are going to be battleground states or whatever, they're going to be counting ballots there for days. So just sit back, relax, and see your country go to hell as we just, manipulate and do what we want to do. Until you fix that, again, this is all what Frank Zappa talked about. And even if you fix that, this is still what Frank Zappa talked about, because you really need to be engaged locally, or you need to worry about your family. You need to read some books. You need to get off the internet, get off of social media, get off of Facebook and Twitter, and find a healthy balance. And maybe grab some great music. This hot summers thing, this is good. This is really impressive. I mean, I don't hear a lot of melodic new stuff that will grab your attention and has just a whole bunch of great hooks and great guitar work and decent songwriting. It's fun. It's entertaining. It's not fun for the whole family, but at least, I would say 18 and over. There's a couple of songs on here that are a little explicit. One of them where he talks about going BS crazy. I think it's the first track. Might be everything. No, it's You Make Me BSC. I went to Bridgewater State College. So anyway, it's now Bridgewater State University. So it's BSU. I went to BSU. So that's why you're so good at this, because you went to a school called BSU. Yeah, and I took management, so that didn't work out so well. Anyway, folks, thanks for watching. Pray for everybody. Seriously, just chill, okay? We'll see what happens. It may not happen. Again, I'm a little detached from this, but here's my final thought on the Trump thing. Even if I hated Donald Trump, this is ridiculous, okay? Leave the guy alone and focus on the problems that we have, right? He's running for president. What, you can't beat Donald Trump because people like him, so you have to frame the guy for some thing that, if that was all John Edwards, remember John Edwards and his wife and all that stuff years ago? That guy was allowed to run as vice president, a really disgusting human being. And he was vice presidential material for what was it, John Kerry? Just Kerry Edwards, I think it was. Yeah, they lost. They lost to the warmonger, George W. Bush. Just shows you how bad they were as candidates. All right. Thanks for watching, folks. Don't forget to subscribe. Patreon, not patriotic, but Patreon. It can be patriotic. For $1 a month, if you want to join, and say you're a band and you want to send me something, we can exchange stuff over there. I hate Facebook. People who reach out to me on Facebook, I don't really see. I only use Messenger on Facebook with a few of my friends, and that's kind of it. So Patreon is a way to go. I appreciate everybody. And again, see you soon.